Welcome back. The death of Liam Payne has been emotional for many One Direction fans. This video right here is of a memorial that was for him last night in New York. Liam Payne, who was a member of the boy band, died last week after falling from a third-floor hotel balcony. And the grief people are facing speaks to the topic of parasocial relationships, something that we often feel with public figures is a sense of like that we know them, especially when we have followed them for years.
So in today's Kitchen Table Talk, we want to discuss this with Dr. Cheryl Ziegler to kind of walk through the impact of what a parasocial relationship can have on someone. Let's start there.
Yeah, so, it's very one-sided. So we know about their lives, and you start to get so invested, you feel like you are in a relationship with them. And so the effect can be like, that's my friend, or that's maybe like a paternal figure to me, whatever it might be. And so you really start to almost in your head, you create an entire almost fantasy around the way that you're connected. Or even for some people, they'll see a post or they'll see something and they'll say, oh, I think that was for me. I think they said that to me, or they winked at me. And so it becomes this really skewed relationship that, can be concerning.
Seems unhealthy.
Right. You would think, I mean, are there, to Alex's point, are there any benefits of a parasocial relationship at all?
Well, I don't think so in the term of parasocial, meaning like anything that's false, right? Any relationship that's false is not necessarily healthy for you. I think that there can be relationships in which maybe you're inspired by somebody, you look up to somebody. That's, a lot of athletes, right? So I think you can look up to somebody, an actress, a singer, an athlete, and say, oh my gosh, they're so amazing, and I'm inspired by their story. But then it crosses over the line when you go from inspiration to relationship,
right,
and really believing that. And so, yes, when we see people, not everybody who's crying or in grief is necessarily in this, but when you see people weeping and really feeling it on a really visceral level, you have to think they probably are really invested. There's something about this that's really invested in. And it can also be the story. So if you have a history of maybe addiction, mental illness, or anything, there's been a lot of stories flying around what really happened. It can be triggering as well. So I think people's big outpouring can be triggered by several different reasons.
What about kids, especially when you're thinking about Liam Payne and One Direction? I mean, this is a youthful audience for the most part. How do you handle this if you kind of see some of these symptoms in your children?
Yeah, so I think, if you're starting to see this in your kids, I mean, I think maybe they don't do this maybe as much, but when we were growing up and we had posters up and, it felt more like idolizing, or really putting someone up on a pedestal. I think even that needs to be monitored, really. But I think you can just say to them, that's almost like a character, right? When those band members go up on the stage, something, switches in them, and this is a performance. That's why they're called artists. That's why this is so it's a characterization. So I would want kids to know that we don't really know these people personally. We know the persona, and the persona might be really working for you, but just know that it's not necessarily authentic, and we're probably never gonna meet them. And we're really never going to know them in that way, so we can appreciate their talent more so than really believing you have a relationship with them.
And Dr. Ziegler, have you seen more of this happening with social media? Because, before social media, we really didn't see a lot of celebrities unless they were at a premiere or an award show. And now the curtain is pulled back, and a lot of them get vulnerable, and that becomes relatable. Does social media come into play here?
Absolutely. I mean, you can even really tag a celebrity on social media, right? You can have this feeling, they might even reply to you, and you might not understand that's probably not really them, but so you can tag them. You can send them messages. So it's more than like the fan club where you write in and you got a poster or something maybe that was signed. There is, and of course we stalk celebrities, really. So you can look at pictures of their lives and of their girlfriends and boyfriends and families and really feel much more invested than when we did. Yes, so I think it has blurred the line and made them feel so incredibly accessible.
Wow, a lot there. Thank you so much, Dr. Cheryl Ziegler. Let me